worthy of that. Now, we saw, God, we said, God is not a real place, you know. The dictatorship. I saw yesterday, well, when I was here on Wednesday, I told you about the two ranks, Sergeant Tornil, where's the rather transferred because he complained about the food they're receiving at the president's residence and the working condition there. He complained. They got transferred to Ubu Bagdam, Ubu Outpost, right? Then the constable, a detective constable, they claim that he passed on information to the leader of the opposition. He got transferred to Zealot Outpost. Right? And what you think they're done? Wednesday now, there's a superintendent who, I'm going to show you the tape, who shook the hands of the leader of the opposition. Well, he unloaded, you know, because I remember the constable in Region 1 shook the hands when he wasn't leader of the opposition then. He got transferred from Region 1 to Molson Creek, the immigration consul. So this superintendent, I understand, shook the hand of the leader of the opposition, caught and tape, and let me play you what me so you can understand. Hold on. I want to play the tape. I did download it. Let me make sure I could find it. Sometimes these things hold on. I'm sure I did download it, but somehow I can't find it now. I can't find it. Well, I'm sure that I downloaded it. I don't know if I put it into the system, but I'm gonna perhaps later I'll show you, because there's a tape, there's a video made by the leader of the opposition where he spells out everything that actually took place, right? I don't know how I missed that. But to go on, you know, because to say this, it looks, as I said in the notification, it looked like if you are civil, if you're being civil as a police officer, you're being civil, you say good morning, you shake somebody hand, you are going to be victimized. You are going to be victimized. I say it's a sad day when ranks are punished for being civil, while others are rewarded for being unprofessional or even be involved in crime. So this superintendent, I think is Jack Nannan, his name. He used to be, I think they say he was the traffic man in charge of Region 3, transferred to the TSU Tech 1, TSU Take 1, right? So that is what has happened. And I did make some mistakes here, man. Let me, Ola, I really want to play this thing for you too. Y'all be with me a while. I want to play this tape so y'all could get a good understanding of what is going on. And this is for the police ranks, you know. For the police. Let me see. Y'all allow me a few minutes. Let me take a little break and try to see if I can upload this video. All a while. I might have, I may not have, I'm not sure, but something seems to have gone wrong. But I'm going to rectify that before the program ends. I'm going to rectify that. So, all right. So, yeah, well, I see one of the tapes I wanted to play. So when that tape is being played, I'll try and look for the other one. So what happens? You get the man transfer, TSU. So TSU now, according to my information, loaded with senior officers, man. You get it, persons in charge of TSU as a senior superintendent. And you have now 3 superintendents. TSU, the Tactical Services Unit of the Ghana Police Force, now has a senior superintendent in charge and 3 superintendents. 3 superintendents. And I said, my God, things have changed. When I took over TSU in 1991, I was a deputy superintendent. I took over from Ovid Glasgow. I think Ovid was a superintendent. As a deputy superintendent, I was in charge of the TSU. Now we got a senior superintendent in charge with 3 superintendents there. They're a waste of resources. A waste of resources, right? And I said this because, you know, them police now, they don't really know how to deal with this thing. Long ago, we used to sing a certain song. I'm going to play it for y'all. We used to sing a certain song. Listen to this. And I want the old policemen on this comment, if they know the significance of this song. Bob Marley. Yeah, back in the day, they used to sing Bob Marley. Bob Marley, only old police will know the significance of that. Bob Marley, we jam in. I want to jam in with you. Well, them things would happen. What this blatant discrimination what happened? What am I able to say? They got to Bob Marley. We jam in. I want to jam in with you. That is what would happen. That is what would have happened. Well, you gone, you play cricket. You play cricket, Toro. You gone in the wicket. You're gone in the wicket. Right? Yeah, so some of you, the older policemen, understand what I am referring to. Right? But I found the tape. I just uploaded the tape to give you a better picture of what actually transpired. So here we go. Listen carefully.
The Guyana Police Force is being weaponized to carry out the PPP's bidding. Officers who act professionally and do not take political instructions are transferred or victimized. During my visit to Den Amstel on the 29th of July to support the protests calling for the release of the good superintendent that was charged for murder following the Barima tragedy, Superintendent Jaganandan approached me and said, "Please ensure we have a peaceful protest." We shook hands, and that was the extent of our interaction. Yesterday, I was informed that Officer Jaganandan was transferred to the TSU because of that handshake. This is dictatorship. This is not the first time this has happened. During last year's election campaign, when I visited Moruco, Police Constable Carl Sanmugan shook my hand. Shortly after, he was transferred from Region 1 to Molson Creek, Region 6. Just days ago, Officer Bratwit was transferred on suspicion of leaking information to me. It sends a dangerous message to every police officer that simply treating the leader of the opposition with professionalism can cost you your post. Whether the government respects me personally is irrelevant. I am the duly elected leader of the opposition of Guyana, and the office I hold deserves the same respect afforded to every constitutional office. Public servants, including members of the Guyana Police Force, should never be victimized for extending basic professional courtesy to the leader of the opposition or anyone. The hypocrisy is hard to ignore. I remember the outrage when former opposition leader, Mr. Norton, refused to shake President Ali's hand.
That I'll continue to put my hands out in friendship to every single Guyanese, whether they want to shake my hands or not. That I will leave the door open for anyone who wants to join in this mission of...
The PPP supporters made it a national issue, arguing that the office of the president deserves respect. Yet today, a police officer is being punished for doing the exact opposite, showing respect to the office of the leader of the opposition. The PPP is focused on attacking the wrong set of people. Ministers Ejil and Indar are still holding their respective positions, but Officer Jaganandan was transferred. Police officers across Guyana deserve better. They are underpaid, overworked, and often victimized for doing their jobs professionally. Just days ago in Linden, officers stood for 12 hours in the hot sun with no proper food or breaks. We continue to receive reports of ranks being left at stations without meals and are being victimized when they speak up. Yet, it is the rogue officers, those who abuse authority and who give instructions to shoot to kill, who are rewarded with promotions. As in the case of the now Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hickins, who gave the instruction to shoot to kill protesters in Linden in 2012, and 3 men died. We're also receiving reports that some officers from Linden will soon be transferred. We have further received reports that the force intends to implement a new policy that allows for officers' phones to be randomly searched to determine who they communicate with. This is a page from President Ali's playbook. He too randomly collects his friends' phones and runs through them to see if any of them are talking to me. This culture of intimidation must end. To every member of the Guyana Police Force, I see your sacrifice. I appreciate your service, and I am always standing with you. I hope Superintendent Jaganandan is reinstated to his previous assignment. No police officer should be victimized for carrying out his duties professionally or for extending basic courtesy to the leader of the opposition. Officers should continue to carry out their duties professionally, maintain their integrity, and not take political instructions.
Well, you're already there for yourself. I'm glad I got the tape. But you know, well, let me say this. The older policemen and even perhaps some of the younger ones will tell you transfer is a part of your kit. That is what we used to say. Transfer is a part of your kit. But when transport is done in this manner, as a weapon, it demoralizes the entire organization, because how do you justify the transfer when you send Jagnanan, a man who's been in traffic all his life, to the TSU, where there are already 2 other superintendents. You have a senior superintendent in charge, Lowenfield. You have, I think, Superintendent Ali, Superintendent Khan, now Superintendent Jag. What are they doing? What are they doing there? Waste of resources. But it cannot know better. That is the story. Take political directions, right? So you have a place at the TSU. Remember that. I grew up in the TSU. What I know about the TSU, what I forget about the TSU, they may know yet. I grew up in the TSU. And I'm saying to have 3 superintendents and 1 senior superintendent of the TSU shows clearly somebody don't know what they're doing. As I say again, I took over TSU as a deputy superintendent and ran it for years. As a deputy superintendent, now you get a senior superintendent and 3 superintendents. It just goes to show. And as was stated, you are civil to someone, anyone, including the leader of the opposition. You are punished for that. And in the meanwhile, right, you get some people committing crime. under there. Promotion. Again, $8.5 million from Amir Ahmad. Still there. The promotee. Right? The promotee. You have allegations of gun running, where people are taking money to sell gun license. You get allegation of driver's license being sold. They're getting promotion. The president still triangulating. They're getting promotion, right? There's an allegation too, right, of fuel smuggling a lot in Region 1. Look, listen to this. Listen to it.
Can the authorities please look into this allegation?
Yeah, see they say, watch, you see the red and white band there? This band over here, that's the command band, that's the side hustle doing. They see business and come out, okay, you take away the supply and thing from the people then, and there's we doing. You get icicle selling the fuel over there, there's the band, commander for region 1. What they? Get your own business, living there here, good year yet and watch, big band selling fuel, icicle, living doing the police and group work. Watch me there, selling fuel over there.
You hear the allegation there? One even listening. Minister Waldron, have you heard that? Can you hear that allegation that the commander get fuel bond? And this icicle they talk about, I understand, icicle is an individual, somebody called icicle, running the commander's fuel bond. That is the allegation. The same commander, I tell you how when you do wrong, you commit crime and also you're getting promoted. You know. The same commander, Krishnath Ramana, is the same man who arrested the lawyer, who is now a magistrate, for advising our client to remain silent. He's the same man in Region 1, the cocaine capital of Guyana, Region 1, where it was alleged you had big fraud and all sort of things. People from Soku, 2 ranks from Soku, were sent in to investigate this allegation of fraud involving the commander. And what happened? They were told, as you were, return to sender. Before the investigation could have commenced properly, they were told to return to Georgetown. The records are there. The records are there. This is the same man who went there. They had issues with some young female constable. It is alleged that he had a relationship with the female constable and his wife found out. The female constable, he was instructed by his wife, that is the allegation, to transfer her to some other location. She was transferred to a location where there wasn't accommodation for a female. And then it is said she wanted to come to town because it's an indigenous young lady, I understand. When she tried to come to town, she was taken off the plane. And she did make her way to Georgetown. You don't know what that matters. The same region where this constable had taken up an assault rifle and licked shots in the village. You hear nothing about them. Yeah, he was charged and put before the court, but you hear nothing about what happened to the people who were the supervisors, how he was able to access the gun. That is what is going on. That is what is going on in the Guyana Police Force. Mark, you could have never imagined, as I told you all on the last occasion, the 1st of August this year was 16 years since I retired. And things, you could never imagine the force would have reached where it is now. This death spiral, this rapid death spiral. But I said before, and many people have said, the fish rots from the head. So if you have a man like Ikin in charge of the police force, Commissioner, what do you expect? You got Ikin in charge, a man who admitted, he wrote it in the statement that he took $8.5 million from businessman Amir Ahmad, who now doing the guards, and nothing can happen to you. He's doing all kind of things, breaking the law. All kind of things he's doing, nothing because the man bought immunity. That is what is going on. That is what is going on, right? So I thought I'll mention that. But let me move on to the